Hi there, and welcome to the call. My name is Aaron, and I am sitting back in my comfy chair today because I am a little under the weather. One of the cool things about being under the weather, when there's not very many cool things about it, is when you can invite a friend in virtually to show some of the cool stuff that they got. So, although I'm in Morocco and I can't always pick up a lot of the really cool new releases and get some of the different things. I have some friends that are grabbing things all the time. So we spoke with Kevin before on the collector's journey, and we're going to follow his journey a little bit more here with some really cool releases that he's picked up that I want to show and share with you guys. Now, he hasn't told me ahead of time, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly what it is. So without further ado, let's invite him into the cult and be sure to like, share, subscribe, and all the good stuff. Check out our Discord and our Facebook page. And if you so want to do so, check out our Patreon. But right now, let's talk to Keaton. Hey there.
Everybody. Hey everybody.
So today we're looking at the at some new releases, or some new to me releases at least, right?
Yes.
And let's I guess so has it been so far, like since we last talked with collecting and everything?
Everything's been okay, other than obviously the issues that we've been having with Shout Factory, or Groove, or whatever they're calling themselves now.
How do you find that, by the way? I got ask you a question with the whole Groove situation. I know it's been harder for people like me and you to get their releases because we're outside of North America. How do you usually go about getting your Shout Factory releases when you get them?
Mostly through Diabolic, but if it's one of their web exclusives, you're not guaranteed for Diabolic to be able to get them. So I have to go through. It's not a group buy. I don't know if you've ever heard of group buy sites. It's not directly a group buy. It's a site called Blu-raysforeverybody.com, and you basically pay slightly more than what the price of the product is. They'll order it from Shout, and then they ship it on to you. So if the thing on Shout's maybe $40, including shipping, they'll charge 50.
So it's almost like a drop shipping type thing?
Yeah, it's like a drop shipping. It's not group buy. Some people think it's group buy, but it's not actually group buy. But they don't have the stock there, so they only order it when you place an order with them. But I only have to use them for the web exclusives. So
I used to do that in the early days. I don't so much anymore. When I lived in Newfoundland, I had some friends that lived in different countries, and we would get together sometimes and buy releases in our respective countries to get sent out to other people to pay the back type thing. But it's been a long time since I've done that. I'm hoping this goes well for me. Like, I have to get on a plane, travel to Canada to get my Shout Factory releases, and I really want those Hong Kong Cinema Classics.
Yeah.
So speaking of all that stuff, what's the first thing you got to show me today? Let's
So I thought I'd go down a wee bit of a memory trip, because I was speaking with Malcolm earlier on your Discord. So one of the releases, I think it's next month, Shout are doing, is The Killer in 4K. So this is the Korean Blu-ray of The Killer. This was done by Nova Media. Now, it's just a single Blu-ray disc. There's nothing with it or anything like that. I don't keep the discs in these because I try and keep these boxes as safe as I can. But that's the Killer. So that's how I've been watching this for many years. So the Golden Princess catalog, basically, as long as it was within Asia, the companies could buy them really just by single film. It was only outside of Asia they wanted somebody to basically buy everything, which is what Shout done. The other thing I was just going to say as well, that whole hard-boiled situation, what I found was Diabolic and Orbit both sent out emails basically telling American customers, wait for Arrow. But if you're not 4K, Arrow don't do region-free Blu-rays. And the three companies that we know of, which is Arrow in the UK, Legends Collection in Italy, and Imprint in Australia, are all region B. So if you don't have a multi-region player and you just want hard-boiled and Blu-ray, the only way you can actually get a region A Blu-ray of that is Shout Factory or Groove, and it is sold out on Groove.
I wonder if we're still showing up on Amazon, at least in Canada. That being said, Amazon's often a false when it comes to the pre-orders. Like they'll
Yep.
just leave it up, even though you won't get it.
Yep.
Gotten me like 4 or 5 times now. So I'm just hoping that there's going to be a couple show up in the store, and I might be able to get one.
Yeah.
Somebody that I know there to get one. I'm very nervous about hard boiled. Now, luckily, we live in an area where Arrow video is an option.
Yeah.
But I do want to have some of the Hong Kong cinema classics, and I would like to have hard boiled within that collection.
Yeah. But the one thing you just have to be worried with Arrow as well, Arrow don't do combi sets. So if you want a 4K and you want a Blu-ray, you're bound to individuals, which will cost more than what the Shout Factory one would be. And Imprint are doing steelbooks, so they're going to be pricey.
Yeah, and it's such a backwards thing right now because Arrow used to be the one that you'd go to for the combo things.
Yeah.
When I was collecting my Mara Bav stuff, one of the
Yeah.
reasons I got the Arrow over the Kino was Arrow would have like the Blu-ray, the different cuts of the film, the AIP, the regular
Yeah.
edition of it. But now it's like, well, since Savvy, it's all changed.
Yeah, that's the Hut Group for you. They're a nightmare. Their customer services is woeful. If you ever have any issues, you're done for. So these were the other ones I was showing Malcolm. So this is the Bullet in the Head, which is coming out in January.
I'm looking for that.
That's the Korean Blu-ray of that, and then that's City on Fire. That one has already been released. Except I don't know where the 4Ks went to. One of my kids must have it, but that's the original Blu-ray, same cover. So you'll recognize the cover. Shout used the same one. For City on Fire, and then the ones that Malcolm really wanted. These are the big chunky ones from China. So this is A Better Tomorrow, just the first film on 4K only.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, so these things come with a lot of extras. Again, this it's not 4K and Blu-ray, so it's the films in 4K, and then there's a Blu-ray of extra features. And then you also get a wee pack which will have posters, booklets, and but they're not in English. So what happens with a lot of if you're buying anything from Korea, 99% of the Blu-rays will have English subtitles, but it's only on the film, not the special features. Japan, you have no hope. It's 99% will not have any sort of English on it. And the Chinese is per label, so it depends on your label. With China, most of them, because Hong Kong was a British colony for so many years, they by law had to have English subs on anything over the time that the UK owned it. And a lot of the companies just continue that trend because it's just easier than not. And then that's the chunky one for Once a Thief, which again is coming out in January. And these were the ones that Malcolm was going, I want, and he couldn't get. So
Malcolm watched this and drew a man.
yeah, these things go so fast. If you don't get in on like the first 1 or 2 days of them going on sale, they shoot up in price. So you have to get it at a good price, you have to get in before it gets released. So as long as you get it while it's pre-ordered, you get it at a good price. And Hong Kong to UK, well, Hong Kong to UK is about 3 days. Hong Kong to me, because of customs, is about a week, because the UK absolutely, as I said, with my vinegar syndrome order, it's been sitting in the UK now 2 days and it hasn't moved. It's stuck in Heathrow Airport. It used to be fine, but you can't go by any sort of FedEx. When they give you a date, they send you a date and they said it will be delivered in this day. I'm now 2 days late. So I'm missing my vinegar syndrome order, and I'm missing my last shout order from last month, which is Catch 22, End of Days. Well, there was 2. I can't even remember what the other 2 was. But it's been that long because you ordered them so many months in advance. I know Catch 22 is one of them, and I know End of Days is one of them. There's Black Sunday's one of them, the Baba film in 4K, and I can't remember what the last one was. So
there's a few. I mean, like I like the way those Hong Kong sets are done. It reminds me when I was ordering a lot of the K-pop like limited editions things for my daughter.
That's one of them there. That's the Chinese Ghost Story trilogy.
I'm weird. I like the shiny like logo thing.
Yeah.
like a cat.
Yeah, that came just at the back end of last week. So
I need to get. You've got the Jet Li one, right? The first one they put out.
yes, I do. Yes, I don't unfortunately have the box with me, but yes, I do have them. Yeah, of all
Oh,
of
yeah.
all of the range so far, including the web exclusive ones. The second web exclusive one, they're not Golden Princess. So the Hong Kong Gambler set are Shaw Brothers films, and the Hong Kong New Wave set is also Shaw Brothers. So it's only the they're not part of the cinema, even though it says Cinema Classics. They're not Golden Princess, but they are numbered. So this is 14 to 16. I think they're up to about 20
Keeping up there,
something
though.
now.
And like in numbers, like I guess with so many box sets coming out, like the numbers go pretty fast.
Yeah. It's also if you can't get the web exclusive ones, if you're OCD in any way, you'll be snickered because you will have gaps because the web exclusives will have numbers on them. So, um,
That's gonna be hard.
yeah. So if you like your alphabetical orders and so on and so forth,
My numbered spines.
yeah, numbered spines. Where I tend to not keep the boxes for a lot of things unless I really like the box, or if it's something like these where they're limited and they have the number on
That's
them
really
for.
cool. I like that.
So that was City on Fire. There was 777, a nice random number. That was 614 out of 777.
See, that's how they do it in Spain too. Like the movie's almost always English subtitled, but
Yeah,
special features, no way.
yeah,
Paris is hard because Paris, like, it's a crapshoot. You're rarely
look,
going to get like even like some movies that are. They had a documentary on one Roger Corman,
yeah.
Paris Media Book,
You also
and
have to realize the French don't really like the English, so they're not going to do English subs.
it happens in Canada too. They had like French talking over the English
Yeah,
speaking in the documentary. It drove me up the wall.
yeah,
I understand subtitling, but just putting a voiceover,
yeah,
no, it's hell.
yeah.
All right, so let's see our next release.
So these are just some recent ones I've picked up. So this came in from Korea. This is called Firefighters. So I haven't actually watched this one yet, but it's probably pretty much probably like something like Chicago Fire, except it's going to be a Korean film about people working in a firehouse. From the trailer I seen of it, it's like a rookie who comes in from outside of it, and it's him learning the trade of being a firefighter and trying to be accepted into the group that are obviously more established and well known to each other. But
I like
the, the
lenticular.
it's not lenticular. It's just oh, there's a tiny wee bit of a lenticular on it. Sorry, I'm looking at the back. The front of it's kind of lenticular. The back's just a
That's
plain image.
they put such good such good aesthetic work into their releases.
Yeah, they really do. And then this one is from Third Window Films. It's a trilogy of films. Vinegar Syndrome are putting it out. So it was put out by, I think, Canny, one of the partner labels. So I can't show the inside of it just because of it's a Malcolm film. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so
Get you.
I can't really show the inside of the cover just for reasons you might get demonetized or
We'll
kicked
save this
off.
for Patreon exclusive.
Yeah, yeah. So the Vinegar Syndrome one's actually worse. This is tame and compared to what Vinegar Syndrome decided to do for the release. But I've only watched 2 out of the 3 films on it, and it's been really, really good. And then I think I sent you a photo of this one. So this is the Gamo Nightmare Alley noir version. So it's black and white.
I love the artwork for that. Is that the new
Yeah,
Nightmare Alley old or the original?
it's the Guillermo del Toro one. So I would
Okay.
assume it's the remake.
Speaking of which, I think he's coming to the Marrakesh Film Festival this year.
He'll probably be doing Frankenstein. Frankenstein drops Friday week, I think, the 7th. When's that? It's Friday.
Because
This Friday.
they're doing a retrospective of Del Toro and
Yeah,
an appreciation too of Jodie Foster. So usually when that happens, both people show up and they
yeah.
give them an award and stuff. So that's going to be kind of cool. And you don't see Jodie Foster going around too much anymore. So that's going to be kind of neat.
No, and then I have now. I think you were looking at the imprint version. This is the UK version of Night Gallery, um,
I'm
minus the
fair.
big minus the big chunky book that imprint are doing. But this was a good price, so I just went with the UK one, and that's
It
all
looks like the
free.
Kino version. Like looks so much like the Kino edition.
Yeah, there's so much new stuff has came, and that's the 4K of Cronenberg's A History of Violence.
Such an underrated film too, and one of the better comic book adaptations that's out there.
Yeah, really, really good. And then that's the one I was watching last night. This is the recent Arrow Outland Connery film in 4K.
That is such a unique cover for that. It's just like
Yeah,
it's almost like Heavy Metal magazine. Remember like Heavy Metal?
yeah,
It kind of has that type of cover to it, almost like a Mobius type of thing.
yeah. And it really good transfer on it. This one I haven't got to watch it. It's the remake of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
With the Shivers type of cover, right?
Yeah,
I didn't mind
yeah,
it. I know a lot of people hate on this movie for certain
yeah,
reasons, but I won't say why. But I liked it.
yeah. So that's on my to watch list. And then this is still on the watch list. This only arrived. It's The Storyteller.
I almost picked it. I had that in my hands in
Yeah,
Spain. It's such a good one.
yeah. So that's just arrived. And then this is I'm really annoyed that Warner Brothers don't do dual cases anymore. So I had to get this for my child because he doesn't have a 4K player. Or so I have the 4K of it, and then he has the Blu-ray
It's a
of
good
it.
choice. This is a good Superman for this generation. I love that Superman
Yeah,
movie.
and then I couldn't wait on the UK version coming, so I needed to order this to get free shipping.
Yes.
So this is the Criterion version. Now I've never heard of this. It's Criterion Premiere Presents. So
That's.
um,
Have you seen the Shroud yet? Did you watch it?
No, I haven't watched it yet. I was waiting. I said, I think I messaged it before. The UK is getting the 4K in January or 4K in December, but I needed something to get free shipping on Diabolic, and I saw this and thought that will bring me over the free shipping. So I just picked it up. So it's a Blu-ray only. So I'll pick up the 4K then when it gets released in December. So
Like, I love this movie. I got to see it at the Marrakesh Film Festival
yeah,
with Cronenberg and Diane Kruger, and it was such a cool film. It was such a personal film
yeah,
that a lot of people actually came into it. So a lot of the other like the jury and stuff like Andrew Garfield stuff
yeah,
came in to watch Cronenberg's film because the film when you go in to watch it, like his wife had passed, and
yeah,
this film is really cathartic in that to right to the
yeah,
end of the film. There's something when you it's going to seem weird. It's Cronenberg. It's going to seem weird in a different way than normal,
yeah,
but when it hits you, it punches you in the gut
yeah.
when you realize like the whole reason behind it.
Yeah. I keep on meaning to pick up Spider as well and keep on forgetting it's been released in the States. It's so I'll have to get that at some point. This was one my kid wanted, so I have a 4K so he can watch it with me, and then there's a Blu-ray on it.
It's an
Um,
A24, they say.
yeah. So it's the Russo brothers have produced it, the ones that do the Avengers films, and it's got William Dafoe in it, which I really like as an actor. So it's part animation, part live action. So it's kind of like Jurassic Park, but not dinosaurs. It's like wee monkeys.
I still need to pick that one up. That's
Yeah,
the one missing from A24 collection. And
yeah. And then I got there's loads of different versions of this floating around. It's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre documentary. Um, I just went for the UK one. I think Imprint are doing a 3 disc edition of it. Um, and I think America's getting a fancy one as well. But this is just the film or the film of the documentary. So it's got Stephen King, Takashi Miike, uh, Patton Oswalt, and then Alexander Heller Nicholas, who does a lot of the commentaries for Second Sight, and they're all just discussing the original Chainsaw film.
which, in my opinion, is
Yeah,
one of the few like perfect films in the way that
yeah.
it was made.
And then another film I heard you talking about, Weapons. So again, I had to get the normal Blu-ray for the kids, and then I have the
For the
4K.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Well,
guess.
my eldest twins are 17 this year, so
Oh wow, yeah,
yeah,
then definitely.
yeah,
I like that you give them their own collection.
yeah. But they come they would just come in and steal it anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference to know where it is. And then this is the 90th anniversary steelbook of Bride of Frankenstein.
It was gorgeous. You said it was a really good like transfer on that one too, isn't it?
Yeah, I find black and white films in 4K look stunning. Psycho is one of my favorite 4Ks. Like the Psycho 4K is just stunning, and the the Night of the Living Dead, the original one, is just amazing in 4K.
I think a lot of it comes down to how you get the elements too, right? Like they got
Yeah,
actual film they can work with. That's why I think a lot of the early stuff looks better than like the new digital stuff because it's already being shot in digital. How much better
yeah.
can it look?
Even those Hammer films, the black and white ones, are absolutely stunning in 4K.
I need some more of those. I only have Creator MS2 so far. I need to get more of those.
Yeah, I've the Sherwood ones out this month, and then I ordered the Mr. Jones one, the Whispering Mr. Jones one, and then I've Scars of Frankenstein and is it the Horrors of Frankenstein that Studio Canal are doing.
Yeah.
And they're coming at the end of the month. So
My dad ordered those right away.
yeah,
I'm a fan of those too. Those get those are probably the most aligned. I got kicked off of like Hammer Facebook pages
yeah.
for like saying like, hey, I like those movies.
I
But
actually noticed as well. You can order. I didn't know it at the time because I'd already ordered them from HMV. But the Scars of Frankenstein and the Horrors of Frankenstein, you can order directly from the Hammer site. You don't have to go through. So they must have done it in partnership with Studio Canal because you
it's
can
kind of like the
order.
Jerry Anderson one, right? You can order the Jerry Anderson Thunderbirds from the website. But you can also order the in-print editions on the Jerry Anderson site as well.
Yeah, yeah. So and then I think Scars of Dracula is getting a Kino release as well, but I haven't seen the features on it to see if it's any different. And then
I don't know.
these,
I was just gonna say I don't know if it is or not. I
yeah,
just saw the announcement
yeah.
today.
I don't really like the cover art on the Kino one though, so it it looks very. I think they've just took like one of the original posters. It doesn't look like they've done anything special for it. So and then the last ones I got was I had to upgrade Death Wish 3 to 4K. And then I ended up getting 4 and 5 on regular Blu-ray because my Viavision ones, or Viavision, whatever way you want to pronounce it, are on double discs. So I just wanted the films on single discs. And again, I needed this to get free shipping. So I got 4 and 5.
That's the free
And
shipping.
yeah, yeah. Oh, but it works out better because no, FedEx isn't actually too bad. But before Diabolic, offered FedEx shipping, UPS or the United States Postal shipping was shocking. Like you ordered 3 things and you were paying $70 for shipping. It used
Oh
to
yeah,
drive it used to drive me round the wall because you
I
were sitting.
appreciate any place that has a free shipping threshold. I will
Yeah,
always go with that.
yeah. So I always have like something like that sitting in like a wish list page on my bookmarks, and then when I need something to bring it over the free shipping, it's like right, Death Wish will do, and
That's a good idea. I could do that actually.
um, and that's how I do it. So that's probably been sitting. That's probably been sitting in my list for 2 or 3 months. So, but it is what it is. I find it just easier having a couple of things so that I'm not panicking looking for something. So, um, so do you want to go on to one of the big releases now?
Let's go for a big release.
So it comes in these
Oh, it's
oversized, nice boxes. So I went with the smallest one first because it'll be easier to hold. So, and the only good thing, because they're steel books, these boxes actually do protect them very well. So, um, so
one those are kind of silly.
this
Oh god.
is the Nolan Dark Knight one. Now I took the. It does come with a like a J card, but I just took that off in advance because they're quite fiddly to get off.
Oh yeah.
So that gives you all the like features on it. This one compared to the other one does actually have extra features. I actually thought you were getting a bonus disc, but it's not a bonus disc. It's just a Blu-ray case with posters and booklets in it, as opposed to like another disc. So the special features are just on the films.
That's kind of unique, though. I like that they did that.
Yeah, it's just when you originally look at it, I was kind of sitting thinking, going, "Oh, you're getting new features," and then you don't. So all of them, all the steelbooks, when you open them up, will have a different version of the bat signal. Now, I like my imprint ones. I'm paranoid with steelbooks, so I don't actually keep the discs in it. So what I've done is I've jerry rigged the case for it. So I've just got an old 4K box and all the discs just sitting that, and then I'm not worrying about damaging the steelbooks or damaging taking them in and out of the cases. So the films are not safe and sound, and then I'm not having to worry about smudging and denting, and
It's a good idea.
so the steelbooks will be put away. So this is the second one. So they're all pretty much the same idea. It's a different version just of the bat signal. So that's the Dark Knight. And then as the films go on, this is like a shattered version of the bat signal for
Dark Knight Rises.
the Dark Knight Rises. And then this one, it doesn't really have, oh, everything's falling out of it now. Everything, there's nothing on the back of this. So this is split into two things for the holders. So this is the certificate. So,
Authenticity.
So this is the certificate to let you know what number you've got. So I got 9,955 of 16,680. Another nice weird number that they've decided to pick. This one's actually better than the other one because it's on like a cardboard, so you actually feel like they put a bit of effort into it, where the other one is just on a normal bit of paper that could be ripped very easy, where this one looks a bit more effort and thought was put into it. So you also get, so this is like a spec poster of some of the different weapons and like a like a blueprint thing. Yeah. Which I thought was a nice touch because the other one I'll show you in a minute, they didn't really give you anything additional with it for some reason. I don't know why they didn't, but this other thing then, this is just a wee postcard book, and
I know those. Some of my Dirty Harrys and stuff have that stuff on it.
And these just have different images on.
Steelbook, like to put it in.
Yeah, and then they also give you some of these things. To me, I thought they were bookmarkers, but I don't actually know what they are.
They look like bookmarks.
They look like a bookmark, but they don't. It's not mentioned as bookmark, but you get about 4 or 5 of them. To me, they all look the same in terms of like the images and stuff, but I don't know what they are. They just remind me of bookmarks. And then these ones are kind of like stills of the films, and then on the reverse, it's like like the storyboard. And you get that for each of them, so that's another scene from the film, and then you get storyboards. And then again, they're storyboards. I actually quite like that they're different things on the back of them as well, because sometimes when you get these, the backs are just all the same and it's only the front of the images that are different, but these ones all have.
They put a lot of work into this set, more than I expected, actually.
Yeah, but that's why I showed this one first, because compared to the other one, there's been a lot more thought been put into it in terms of giving you extra features. But I think the other one was I personally think the other one, they realized that there was going to be such a demand for it. I think they just put it out because when the other one was first announced, I thought there was going to be a lot more like new commentaries and new special features and new this, that, and the other, and it didn't come to be. So to me, I think the other one was.
So this Dark Knight's got a way is kind of flying under the radar, like for what it has, man.
Yeah, there's been so many steelbook releases of the complete section because there was a silver one, which I didn't get. This one's I think the 25-year one, but there was like a silver steelbook collection of it as well, which I
Got
don't
the
have.
old school, like remember that like white case one,
Yeah,
the logo on it, and like the kind of figure
yeah,
on the inside. That's still the one I'm rocking with and I got the regular standard 4K
yeah,
edition.
yeah. So no, but it's just nice to have because I didn't have any of the films in 4K, and they're sitting in Korea at the minute. The Blu-rays I had, so it was a nice excuse to double dip and actually have 4Ks because I'm going to be in Ireland for another year or two before I get back. So, um,
That's one of the places we're hoping to go next year. Actually, is Ireland. Or, it's cheap to get there from Morocco. Let me just grab my glasses so I can see things a little bit
yeah,
better because my eyes.
yeah.
And I'll be right back. So.
And so the other one just again comes in a bigger box this time around for protecting the steel books. And then this was the one that you're hoping to get somewhere along the way.
I was actually kind
Yeah,
of with that Dark Knight one now too. Though.
yeah. So this is the Nightmare on Elm Street one, which again, a bit like Hardboiled, I was sweating on because Zavi were putting it up saying it was in stock and then it was out of stock and then I was able to pre-order it and then it was out of stock and then it was in stock and then they sent emails saying we don't know if we're going to have enough stock and so I was quite thankful that I was able to actually get it because I was panicking for a wee bit. It did also come with a big OB. I don't know what you call these J cards. There's probably a specific name for it, but this one's very hard to get off. So I preempted it by taking it off myself. And a bit like the Dark Knight one, I don't keep these in the cases either. So these are the 4Ks for 1 to 7. Thankfully, all in single discs this time around. But I thought they were a bit lazy with the Blu-rays because they've literally just done what they done the previous time with the UK. So the original one gets its own disc, but 2 and 3 are on a disc, 4 and 5 are on a disc, and Freddy's Dead and New Nightmare are on a disc. So the big
So that's
selling,
also a number of like on there. I thought it was going to be 14, and then I looked at the disc number. It was kind of like, okay, this doesn't make a lot of sense.
yeah, so they've just basically re-released the original UK Blu-ray set. The only difference is the original set didn't have the names of what films were on the disc. So this was just a red disc with a claw saying 1 on it. That was a claw saying 2, but it had 2 and 3 on it. And then 3 and 4 was 3, and 5 and 6 was 4. And then you got a bonus disc of a DVD of special features, which they haven't included this time around. So you're literally just getting 4 Blu-rays.
Are there
Um,
special features missing off this set from the other one? Like I know we got the Freddy's Nightmares 2 episodes on the other one, and
yeah, I haven't actually watched the Blu-rays, so I'm not sure because I was so intrigued to actually watch them all in 4K. I haven't got around to watching the Blu-ray.
what would you say is the best transfer out of those releases?
I think the most work was put into one, but I think that's just because it was previously released and they weren't panicking about doing the other 5 or 6. But I find the older films do look better. I don't know whether because they're like shot on film. I thought Freddy's Dead. Look, now I don't have a 3D TV, so I wasn't able to watch the 3D version. But I found the Freddy's Dead was just darker, and then New Nightmare was never one of my favorites anyway. Um, but I found 1, 2, and 3 were the best. I think there was a drop off in value because by the time you got to 4 and 5, that's when they were just churning out the films and they didn't really care. as long as they had to fill them out for Halloween or whatever date they were aiming for, I don't think there was as much care and attention put into like
Yeah,
later
you think
ones.
you get like single releases of these down the road?
Um, I don't know. Maybe in Europe they're very panicky for some reason. In America now, I don't know what it is, like Lionsgate Limited as well. I was actually going to get the Saw ones because they were doing 2, 3, and 4, but Imprint have announced 2 and 3 for next year. So
Oh, nice.
I'm just going to hold off because it'll be cheaper for me for the Australian dollar to the American dollar, and shipping and everything will be cheaper. So um, I'll be definitely going for that. So all the steelbooks are the original or one of the original posters. So this is the first one, and then this one is your number card for worldwide for the
Okay.
set. So I got 1,000. No, sorry, 13,570 out of 15,000. So I got one near the end of the 15,000 allotment, but they still haven't said how many was given to each country. So we know there's 15,000 of them out there, but we don't know what quota was given to.
To each place.
Yep, which is a bit weird because when I got my number, I thought that's very high, and because the UK seemed to have got more than the US based on it's near enough impossible to get the US one now. So to me, it sounded like we actually got more in Europe, but
It seems like it actually. I'm
yeah,
always able to find like things that are supposedly out of print,
yeah,
steelbooks in other countries. Spain is really big for
yeah,
stuff like that. There's a Fnac if you go to Malaga, and they have a really, really solid steelbook section.
yeah,
Not Fnac, sorry, it's El Cortez Inglés. They have a great steelbook section
yeah,
that just has a ton of stuff. That's where I got Dirty Harry at. That's where I got
yeah,
uh, some of my the other ones like I still gotta get Pale Rider, but
yeah. I've got Pale Rider up there somewhere along the way. So this is the second one.
I love the cover.
Yeah, yeah. I found all the steelbooks are have been really good. So this one housed the second one in 4K, and then you got the Blu-ray disc for 2 and 3, in with number 2. Um,
I find Warner Brothers is a great steelbook. Some people thought that the colors were a bit muted, but I
yeah,
think it looks better. It looks a bit classier rather than kind of artificially like.
I think this is my favorite one. Like,
Uh,
this is probably my second favorite film outside of the original as well. But that's my favorite. I kind of knew what to expect. I don't have it with me. It's actually in the attic. But I got the Sean Connery James Bond steelbook collection, which is basically the same idea as the Dark Knight and Nightmare set. So I kind of knew what to expect based on the James Bond ones. So
how do you find the James Bond like steelbooks?
um, I really liked them, but a lot of people didn't like them. I liked that they went plain. There's not too much on, I prefer stuff like this where it's just like one main image where it doesn't
Yeah.
kind of like overpower you. So I prefer these type of steelbooks. It's the same as the Imprint Halloween set. I'm just happy they've used the original, like pumpkin or the original, um as
Pop
opposed to
art.
going as
Yeah.
opposed to those the three that shout done on steelbooks. It just, to me, it just overpowers you. You're kind of looking, going, what the hell's
Yeah.
going on with the cover? I personally just like plain, but everybody has their own
Preference for it.
preferences
I'm,
for
I'm
it.
with you.
Some people are never going to be happy either. So it's kind of like, but I just prefer plain. I also prefer this idea of it than, especially with steelbooks. I sometimes I've had steelbooks where there's nothing inside, where at least,
Yeah, the early ones especially. You
yeah,
just like the silver.
yeah. Where to me I prefer just having an image, where sometimes with the Asian ones they'll flip it and give you alternate covers. So that's Freddy's Dead, probably my least favorite of all of them. And then I don't have a 3D TV, so the 3D glasses will just stay in there because I'll I'll never have a 3D TV because they're very expensive over here. And
You better watch that though, because that's anal GIF. So an anal GIF, like you should better watch that without a 3D TV. Only
I
real
I,
3D. You know.
I tried to watch it. It just it gave me a headache, to be
Yeah.
honest. So and then that's New Nightmare. The new documentaries and all of these were really good. So, um, but I was just happy to have the set. But as I say, I get very paranoid about steelbooks, so I just tend to stick them in an old. I can't even remember what that was, but it was just an old case that held 7 discs, and it was like, oh, that's perfect. So, but it just depends on the individual. I just like to try and protect the steelbooks. Same with the imprint stuff. I don't keep them. Those like never ending story sets. They'll all just be kept in one of these or in a DVD wallet or something, and they'll be just put away into storage until I get home, and then I'll try and display them somewhere. I just don't know where I'm putting them yet because most of our properties in Japan are tiny. I don't know if you've ever seen some of the apartments and stuff over there. They're not very big. So
I got to get over to Japan. I really do.
yeah,
That's my dream trip. Says my sister-in-law
yeah,
is taking a trip over there next year apparently. So
yeah. Oh, it's an amazing place. And I obviously I've been living there for 20 years on and off. So it holds a special place for me. Like, but the people are so nice as long as you stick to the laws and you um don't do things that you would do in America. So
Logan Paul.
yeah, I think the worst one I've seen so far was the American that carved their name into a shrine. Um, just like you would have like carved your name into like a tree or something. They just came over with it. I don't even know how they got the pocket knife because I don't
That's
know
not
how. But um, it
that blows
it's
my mind.
yeah, it's bizarre. Or the other one that seems to be very annoying at the minute is people are going into people's gardens because of the traditional houses and literally taking photos with people sitting in their living rooms, or going to temples and taking photos while people are trying to pray, and it's
Uh, gotta
or
love those.
yeah, or stealing twigs from a tree, which is sacred, where they're cutting down like a wee small branch of a tree, where there's big signs up saying please don't do this, and they're swinging off the tree and hanging off the tree, and
And they're wondering why people sometimes don't like tourists coming in.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then
after a while,
and
it's
then
like,
and then Japan's very clean as well, so they don't have bins. So you're going around Tokyo, if you have a bottle of juice, there's no like bins for you to put stuff in because Japan, they will just bring it home and put it into a bin. There's no bins in the street or bins in the towns or in the cities. They would just bring it home and put it into their own bin. So you tend to find in the big cities there's just bottles lying everywhere, and you can be guaranteed it's the British or the Americans or the um, but it's just that people just don't research it enough before they go, and then when they go over, they get annoyed because the locals then go, "What are you doing?" And they're like, "We're just doing what we normally do." Um, it's just people don't do research. So, but
so guys, if you're going to travel to another country, make sure you know the customs of the other country
yeah,
before you go there. Just for you want to have a good time, but you want to make sure that other people are enjoying themselves whether they're there as well.
yeah. I always find that the worst I've seen it is when you're going to the airport, the people that don't do pre-immigration is frightening, and then they're wondering why they're stuck there for hours doing immigration, where you can just do well, I don't need to do it. I'm a dual citizen, but if my parents were coming over, I can do their pre-immigration on a computer, which takes 5 minutes, and it's in English, so I don't have to worry about Japanese. Where if you go to the airport, you're running around trying to get somebody to help you because sometimes they don't have the immigration form in English. So unless you're good at Japanese, you could be there a
It's
while.
just a rookie mistake when you think about it. Like if you're not used to traveling, I can understand, but
Yeah,
I always do all my passport, my
yeah,
seating, any immigration stuff I have to do before I go to another country,
yeah,
before I even hit that airport, because I don't
yeah,
want. I've already got enough hassle
yeah,
getting my suitcases and stuff through. I don't want to be dealing with other things
yeah.
afterwards.
One of my favorite things as well, though, I don't get it now, but if you're not a citizen and you go to Japan, they instead of you getting like a stamp to say you're going in, you get a landing permit because it's never changed since the war. So when you get your passport stamped, it's like a wee sticker and it's landing permit you get. It's not
Oh, cool.
it's not like stamp to say welcome to the country, or a tourist stamp with a date. You get a landing permit. It's never been updated since for
I kind of
40
like that.
odd years.
Unupdate that. Japan keeps the same.
Yeah, but just so different. But no, a lot of my stuff's over there, but just that the houses aren't very big. Me trying to find a house that has, so I need a house for potentially up to 10 people, and they just don't do houses for that size. And I get so many looks because they're not big families over there. So when they see my six coming, they they're like, what's going on? Where are these people coming from? But so getting houses can be quite stressful for me because I need so much space. So I
You
tend
need
to buy.
a second house, like you need a second house to put it together type thing.
Yeah, I buy abandoned houses, and then I can just do them up.
You like a kind of like Airbnb type thing, kind of for.
No, so Japan have a thing called an abandoned house. It's called a kehi, and you can go on, and it might have been a grandparent's house who's died, and the house is just left, and you can buy them for about $25,000.
Oh
Now,
wow.
now you'd need to put the work into them, but
Yeah.
you get your base, and then you can do them up to what you want. So we have about 4 properties over there now. 3 of them are Airbnb, and then there's the one we live in. So
That's the one thing. Like, real estate is always a safe bet. It's
yeah,
always a good bet. Is real estate when it comes to stuff like that. Like this here, where I'm living at right now, the condo.
yeah,
Eventually, we're moving to the farm.
yeah,
This is here going to be like an Airbnb place, kind of like.
yeah,
And I'd like to, much like that, I'd like to get some other properties. Well, I'd love to have a bit of property in Canada too.
yeah,
Have a place that I could go when I want to go and just like
yeah.
rent it out as well.
Yeah, we have one in Okinawa, and a lot of Americans love going there because of the Karate Kid films. So
Oh yeah, kind of kids too, especially.
that's where Miyagi was from. So loads of Americans love going to Okinawa because that's where Mr. Miyagi was from. Maybe not this generation, but anybody from my generation.
Practice the crane kick where you're there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. So that's probably our most popular one. Is Okinawa, and then we would have used that in the summer when the kids were off school. But
I'm so jealous, man. I'd love to go there. I got to check that out. I
yeah,
could be one of your customers down the road.
yeah, yeah. My wife looks after all of that because my shifts with work is a nightmare with time zone differences. So um,
It's like here, I'm going to be the one looking after this because Ian's
yeah,
like works at university. So
yeah, yeah. My hours are kind of like UK hours from like 10 at night to about 6 in the morning. So
which
it doesn't suit me to be looking after that because I'll be sleeping.
all right. So before we all get really sick,
Yeah,
I'll end this one first. You stay here. I'm
yeah,
just going to sign off from
sure.
your guys. So I want to thank Kevin for coming in today and letting me live vicariously through his amazing collection and giving us a bit of information on Japan as well. And I'll get you back on here again soon. I'd like to get you in with Malcolm.
Yeah,
I want to do an Asian collecting
yeah,
video. And if you're okay with it, I wouldn't mind get you in live as well if you're okay to down with doing a live sometime.
yeah. Just give me warning. Yeah, make sure I'm up, especially if you're doing 1 or 2, 3 in the morning my time, just so that I'm not working. Because
I'll definitely
that
give you
that
enough thing.
yeah,
I'll put it through like
yeah,
how we usually chat, or put it on Discord. I like
yeah.
we
Put it
chat
on
it.
Discord or something just to remind me so that I know I'm not working that night. Because otherwise, I'll not. That's why a lot of the times I get your night ones the next morning before I fall asleep after work. I watch them then.
I rarely sleep nowadays. It seems like.
Yeah, yeah.
But thank you so much for coming in.
Sure.
Cult guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hype. That's the new thing I know. Hype. I still haven't figured it out, but okay. Hype the video. We got a Patreon and a membership. Want to check that out? But check out our Discord and our Facebook. Doesn't cost you a thing, and we got a lot of nice active community on there. Kevin, thank you so much. We'll get you
Sure.
back in here again soon.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hit the end of this, and
Yeah.
we'll be right back.
Sure.